days apart, we're all links in the chain. Hey guys, it's Lily coming to you live from Las Vegas.
And it's LindaRose coming to you live from Maine.
Today, seriously, like these Q&A episodes are some of my favorite episodes to be able to do.
Yeah, me too. It's just so easygoing and it's just like kind of like a chill episode, and I love it.
Absolutely. So, we're going to get to as many of your guys' live questions that you have as possible, and also the ones that have been sent in to us before. So, make sure you guys just put down your questions, any questions that you may have in the live chat. And if we don't get to them this Q&A episode, we will definitely try to get to them the next one.
And all of our Q&A episodes are the last week of the month, or the last Wednesday of the month. So if you love these episodes, that's when you can look out for those.
Absolutely. And next week, we're going to be doing something super special. We're going to be doing a Mother's Day episode, and we need everybody to be sending us in videos, content, pictures, anything. You guys can just send them into Messenger, email, just whatever. As much as you guys want to send is perfect.
Yeah, and I know that Mother's Day is a huge thing. So you can send in this Mother's Day special is males can also send in their videos as well. So
Absolutely. We hope to have all the submissions in by Friday. So it would be amazing if you guys could send them in to us by then. Thank you guys all so much. I've been loving the submissions we've been getting so far. So great. And I'm so excited to get to share all of you guys' stuff you're sending in.
yeah, montages are probably one of my favorite things that we do, because it's just giving people more of a platform, or showing people's talents that maybe they've never even shown before. So I think it's just so much fun.
Absolutely. I always love getting to I really love getting to watch them and edit them. It's so much fun just getting to see everybody's talent.
Yeah, and I know that you like I know me and Lily we've met some new people through those montages, which is so cool.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the Q&A questions. Just remember, guys, to put your questions and anything that you may have in the live chat, and we will get to them as soon as we have time in the live episode. And if we can't get to them this episode, we'll definitely get to them in the next Q&A.
Yeah, I love the Q&A episode as well because we have a lot. We like communicate with the chat more on our live on these episodes. So it's a lot more fun.
Absolutely. So this first question we have is, what motivated you?
Well, I know for doing the show, mainly what motivated me for doing the show was definitely my grandmother's support through, or how excited she was that we got that me and Lily were offered this opportunity. And I love talking publicly. I do a lot of public speaking, and I just love talking. So the show is a great way to talk and meet new people, and this whole entire like this network and stuff is just like this big family, and it's amazing. So that's probably what motivated me mostly, is just the support that I had.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. Same with me. I know my mom really was all for it and was helping me get started and everything. That was one of the things that really got me going. Another thing I would say is just it's really for me was the idea of the lack of representation for women in the work industries. I think it's really important that we get people talking about these issues, and for that to happen, we all have to talk about it and inspire and empower other women. So that was just something that really got me into doing Orchid Times, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to use this as an outlet to inspire and empower other women too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that just especially doing the show, having the support built around is really important as well. It's kind of a big thing because if me and Lily, we have really big support around us with the show, and I know that if we didn't have that, it'd be a lot harder to do the show, especially for me.
Absolutely. I know a lot of everybody who's watching too, all of your support means so much, and is definitely another reason what motivated me at least to keep on going, even when like stuff gets hard and difficult. It definitely helps me keep on going and get motivated.
Definitely. Our next question is: do you want a female president?
This is something I've always been super passionate about, like, ever since I was super little too. I think it's really important that we do get a female president. I mean, it's really sad at this point that after 46 presidents, none of them have been female. And I think it's just important that we get one so that other girls know that it is possible for us to have female presidents and that if they want to, that they can do it too. So yes, I absolutely want a female president, and I think it's really important that we get one.
Yeah, I also think that having a female president would give a different point of view than having the male president. Definitely, they have a point of view, and having that female president would give a different point of view and a different um, would make some changes. And I think that something else I also have been passionate about because I think that it'd just be a really important thing to have a female president just for that more support for women in the world as well as having a female president. I feel like a lot of women who have gone through like sexual assault or something, having a woman president with that structure would be really important for them.
Absolutely, definitely. I loved what the different point of view. I think that's really important. John, yeah, we did get your Mother's Day submission. Thank you so much for sending it in. And if anybody else wants to send in any Mother's Day submissions, please do. Any videos of you talking about memories you may have with your mom, or any moms out there watching, send us in a video about what motherhood means to you. That would be so much helpful for our Mother's Day episode.
Yeah, I'd like to insert something though, because I don't know if you guys know Lily's little sister Addie. My grandmother bought one of her paintings for me, and I was so happy about it.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
Literally, I'm so happy about this. I've never been more excited about anything ever in my entire life. I swear. Like this, I'm so happy about it.
She'll be so glad to hear that. I know that she was talking, and that's one of her favorite postcards she's done. So I'm really happy that you got that one.
Literally so happy about it. Like I don't think I've ever opened a package faster in my entire life.
Well, it's so exciting. I know a lot of other people have been getting their packages too. So she's been really excited to get to see and hear how everybody's been liking their stuff. So I'm gonna definitely let her know that you really liked that.
Yeah, Bob Ross, where you can send the information, you can send it to our email, orchidtimeshow@gmail.com, or you can send it in to our Facebook Messenger as well.
Absolutely, either one works. So this next question we have is, what's a song, band, genre that folks would be surprised you listen to?
I mean, okay, this one's hard because I listen to a lot of so I grew up with my dad, and my dad listens to a lot of like 80s rap, like Snoop Dogg and stuff like that. And I've grown up around that. So Aaliyah, who sang Try Again, I listen to her music a lot. I like I listen to a lot of rap music, which is kind of surprising, but I know a lot of rappers. Like my dad had a football team. They're taking an off year, but they have a football team, and a lot of them like are in the music industry. So I kind of grew up around that. So I listen to a lot of rap or hip hop music, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's super cool. This is a hard one for me because I don't necessarily have a particular genre I listen to. Like my music playlists are all over the place. I have like 50 different ones with so many different genres on all of them. And I think that's partly why like I play when I learn songs, I play such a wide variety of music too. So I'm not really sure how to answer this one because I mean I'm interested into CCR to Taylor Swift and all of that. I don't know if I have a particular genre I listen to.
Yeah. John asked 80. Oh, who are my favorite rap artists? Well, I mean, they're more of hip hop for this, but Aaliyah is definitely one of them. TLC. They sing like no scrubs and stuff. I like them. They're fun. And I listen to Snoop Dogg a lot because I grew up around that, and I listen to Dr. Dre too. So it's a mix of a lot of people just smushed into one little thing.
Yeah. My sister's really into rap, but she listens to Cardi B all the time.
Yeah. Yes, dude, Nicki Minaj is queen. I love her. So the reason I kind of like grew into rap really easily is because I rapper. No, I know a lot of like Nicki Minaj's like verses and stuff, and I kind of learned them, and I just kind of grew up around that, so I write my own rap songs. And maybe asked if MM is my mom. MM's my grandmother. My mom's mom. So I am not her daughter, I'm her granddaughter. Okay, next question. Uh, what fact have we found the most interesting while researching for the show?
This is a really hard one for me because there's been a lot of facts that I found like really surprising while researching, but I'd have to say the one that surprised me the most was how unfairly females are represented in like art galleries. When you really look into the statistics of like how much of their art is represented compared to male art, it's just really sad because that's something that will really get in the way of artist dreams. So that was a fact that I found really surprising.
Yeah, it's just I mean, yeah, the art one really kind of makes me just a little bit angry because there
Really.
are so many great female artists in the world, and I hope one day Addie's art will be in the museum, which would be so cool. But I don't know, like I just that one really makes me just a little bit angry, and I'm not an angry person, but that one just kind of makes my blood boil a little bit because it's just it's wrong. It's just not right. But another one I would say that makes me angry or like one that I found surprising is probably the amount of women that are afraid to speak out on stuff that's happened to them because of how big the male I want to say species because that sounds bad, but like of how big like males are represented in industries, how many women are afraid to speak out on that, which I think is one I found most surprising, is because I know that it's scary to speak out, and women are afraid to do that, which I think not so much has been so much surprising, but just more angering than surprising.
Absolutely, I know, and that's where a lot of these other programs, come in handy too. I know that there's, like, this I don't remember the exact name, I know we talked about it in our art episode a little bit back, and there's this museum that features female art, which I think is really important and really helpful. That's just another outlet for females to get their, art seen.
Yeah, and I know if I think I'm right, that museum opens in 2023, I think.
So
So,
cool.
um it's I definitely want to make a trip down there because it's that museum is women, just like women's art. It's all that museum is. There's not going to be a single male art piece in that museum. So I'm very, very excited to kind of see that. And I'm definitely not going to go my lifetime without going there. So
Absolutely. So this next question that we had was, what is has been the biggest challenge we have ran into while filming the show?
100% tech issues. 100%. Like that's an easy question. 100% tech issues.
Oh
That
my
is
goodness,
my
yes. This stuff's so hard because sometimes it can just get so frustrating when, like, a computer just will not work no matter what you do. I know, like, we had trouble on our last Q&A episode, I'm pretty sure, because like, it just wasn't working, it wasn't wanting to come on.
I know, like I don't understand tech issues, but there is a comment I do want to get to that I just saw that's really really important. Someone said it's my first time here. Can you explain what this space is?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so me and Lily, this is our show is called Orchid Times. And our show is basically just about uplifting and empowering women through all these industries. We do multiple different episodes. This episode's our Q&A episode, which is just kind of a chill back episode. We don't have interviews in this episode. We just answer your questions.
Absolutely, yeah. We just want this to be a space where women can come together and empower each other, especially like just come with any challenges they've had and just talk here. And yeah, we just want it to be really open and friendly space here.
Yeah, and if you ever come across one of our episodes for the first time, if you have a friend that comes across our episode the first time, totally put in the comments, can you explain what our show is? Because we want to get our show out there. We want women to know that this is a safe place and that this is something that we really want to get big, and not for just for us, for other women out there who are scared to again speak out or scared to share their talent. So that was such thank you for asking. We'd love to share that.
Absolutely, yeah, and thanks so much for coming on, and yeah, thanks so much for watching, and it would mean so much if you guys would share this too with your friends and family.
Our next question is, do you prefer taped show or going live?
This is a hard one. I definitely think both absolutely have their benefits, but I'm just gonna have to go with live shows because I just don't really think I really love getting to talk and interact with you guys live, and I don't think that tape show has the same feel to it. And that's probably why these Q&A episodes are just so fun because I love just getting to go if we see a comment and just get to respond to it really quick and just be really interactive with you guys here.
Yeah, I say for doing taped shows, definitely live is definitely my favorite. But I think doing a live interview would be difficult since we get very chattery in our in our interviews. So it's really important that our editor, she edits out those chattery parts. And so I think doing taped interviews is something that we're gonna stick with because it's just so much easier. But doing like live talks like this in between the interviews or on our Q&A episodes is just so much fun and engaging with the people that are watching our show. And the same, I just want to get to something. Are we the moderators? We're the show host. We host the
Yeah.
show. So, we're we we do me and Lily do reach out to people for interviews and stuff. But we have like our Lily's parent, her mom, and my grandmother, kind of like our managers in a way. They kind of manage our time and stuff. So, but yeah, we're the show hosts.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jacob, if you would like to go follow the Orchid Times group, everybody here, if you don't already, make sure you guys do that 'cause you'll see behind the scenes stuff on there, stuff that like we don't post anywhere else. So it's like so great if you guys would go follow that. I know we just hit, I think it was 400, and we're trying to get to 500 followers there. So
Yeah,
just keep
I
spreading
know
the word.
hitting 400 in the amount of time we've been doing the show, hitting 400 that quickly is, I don't really know how to explain it. It's just so exciting, and so it makes me really happy to hit that, especially growing as fast as we have been growing. Insane.
Absolutely. It's so exciting. So this next question we have is what is the best advice you've received during an interview?
Definitely to I think the best advice, which is kind of every person's mentioned it in all of our interviews, and I think it's the best advice for anybody, is to not be afraid to go for something. Like if you want to try an instrument, like I know I'm trying out multiple different instruments right now, to do it because you may find something you really enjoy, or you may find out that you're really, really, really good at something.
Absolutely, totally. Just go for it no matter what. It's so important. For me, there's just been so much great advice, so it's almost impossible to just pick some. I think for me, it would have to be a tie between the advice in Kendra Dante's interview and in Mikhail Montgomery's interview. I really love Kendra's advice and insight talking about music, sync licensing, just because that's something I plan on doing in the future, and I hoped, and that was really helpful to me. And then, but Mikhail's advice with finding something you really love and allowing yourself to feel unhappy or disappointed was really helpful to me.
Jacob just asked another question, which is amazing. Um, are you two both musicians?
I'm a musician. I'm 14 years old. I'm a musician based out of Las Vegas. I've been playing piano since I was 6, and I play like 5 or 6 instruments. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I own like 5 instruments. I know how to play most of the thing I know how to play the most is my violin because I've had that the longest. But I write songs or rap music, so I'm a musician in a way.
I love those questions. So just keep on putting your guys' questions in here because I love going to answer your live ones. It's so much fun. And absolutely, what said in there. If you guys have any suggestions for interviews, just let us know because we always love to see what you guys want to hear.
Yeah. Our next question is, of all the famous women, past or present, who do you look up to as a role model and why?
This one is, like, almost impossible for me to answer because I just have so much, like, women that I look up to. Some of them are, like, Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Thomas, and Olivia Rodrigo. But for this question, I think I'm gonna go with someone who we've actually interviewed in the past. I'm gonna go with Kendra Dantes. She's absolutely one of my role models because she just really shows that if you work hard enough, you can make your dreams happen. And she's so young, and she'd already had her music played in television shows, and that's just super inspiring to me.
Yeah, I know that I have a lot of different inspirations. One of my biggest ones, she passed away quite a while ago, but it's Audrey Hepburn. She's definitely one of my biggest ones. She inspired a lot of my style, along with Olivia Newton-John. Her role in the movie Grease inspired my style so much. Um, this is a character, not so much a person. I mean, the person's very inspiring as well. I don't know her name, but I know her character's name, and I'm obsessed with her. So she plays Sharpay Evans in High School Musical. She just doesn't care, like, about what anyone says, and she is a little bit of a rude person in the show, in the movies, just a little bit. But she doesn't care what anyone says, and I look up to that. So yeah, probably her. And then someone everyone knows because I've mentioned it all the time is Dolly Parton. Have to throw her in there.
Absolutely, but there's just so many great people to look up to. Another thing I find really important to me is just keeping good role models. I think that's something really important, and it definitely has helped me throughout my journey with music and through doing the show too. Just keeping good, positive role models.
Yeah, that's a really really good question.
So for this next question we have is if you could change anything for women in the work industry, what would it be?
Probably recognition would be mine. I we It's not even like something you think. It's a fact that women don't get the same recognition as men do. It's statistically proven, and it's that's probably the one thing I would change, just the recognition.
Absolutely. I could spend a super long time on this question, so I'm just going to keep it short and just go over a few things. I would say women need fair pay as men, and honestly, it just doesn't make sense why they don't already have the get the same pay for the same amount of work and effort, and that's something that absolutely needs to change. And another thing, like Linda said, is them getting the same representation as men when they do the same amount of work and effort into something. A lot of women I know have researched this have said that they feel like they have to work 2 times as hard as a man to get half the recognition for their work. And nobody should ever feel like that. So those are some things that I think would need to change.
Yeah. What's your favorite and least favorite part about being a talk show host?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to say my favorite part absolutely about being a talk show host is getting to read your guys' comments and hearing how the interviews have affected you. It's just super meaningful to me and it inspires me to keep on going. I'd have to say my least favorite part is kind of contradicting, is the public speaking part. Because public speaking has always been a huge fear of mine when we first started, and I'm glad though that I'm slowly getting more comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite part is probably the interviews. Probably my favorite, or like I said earlier, probably the talking because I love talking. So it's being a talk show host is probably those are probably my two favorite things. And then my least favorite part about being a talk show host, especially being a live talk show host, is the tech issues. Again, tech issues annoy me, or the fact that like this picture before we started, this is mirrored. This picture was crooked before the show, and it was making me so angry because I'm going live, so I want everything to be like look nice, you know. So that's probably it. Like I care about like the way my background looks, so that's probably my favorite and least favorite parts. So probably the top.
Absolutely. For me, I know one of the hardest things is being able to like get back on track after something goes wrong or a tech issue goes wrong. It can be really hard. But I know like through my live shows I do too, I'm getting better. And it's definitely something that's like really important when you're hosting something is being able just to get back on track after something does go wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
So this last question that we have that people sent into us beforehand is what's your least favorite subject in school?
I am so sorry because I love all my subjects in school, but I'd have to say my least favorite is math. Only because I don't know. I like all the subjects, but math would be my least favorite mainly because for me there's just nothing exciting about it. Like for science and stuff, you get to do like experiments and stuff like that. My favorite thing that we do in math though is like researching famous mathematicians. It's probably my favorite thing, but like my favorite subject is social studies. So it math is my least favorite if I had to choose, but I love all the subjects, so it's kind of hard.
Same thing. That was really easy for me because I do not like math at all. I'm really good at math, which is really odd if you think about it. I was put in advanced math and I have no clue why, but I just really do not like to do math.
Yeah. Jacob Brooks asked how old we are. I'm 14.
And I'm 14.
So that's another one of the exciting things about this is that we're so young and we're like, I've been told by a lot of people that are older than us that we inspire them, which for me doesn't make sense because I'm younger, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it's always thanks so much for everybody in the chat too supporting us here today. It means so much, and definitely you guys' support is something that is very exciting, and yeah, we love it so much.
Oh, you know what? I'm changing my answer from math. I'm changing it. We had coding this year.
Oh,
I I love my coding teacher. I didn't love the coding. I changed my answer from math to coding. I didn't. Coding was definitely not.
yeah. Now
Wouldn't do it again.
my favorite subject in school is ELA literature because I love getting to write. I mean, I always overwrite and like something in the tests, like they're asking for 2 to 3 sentences, and I write them 5 paragraphs. So
Yeah, I know. In 7 weeks, I end school. And then I
it's
go to
so
this high school.
exciting.
I'm just gonna input this because we're talking about school at the moment. I'm going to our high school. My school is already big. Like my middle school's already big. It goes from fifth grade to eighth. So the middle school we have is already big, plus like all the extracurricular rooms and stuff. And then I'm going to a high school that's like 3 times the size.
Wow. Yeah, I
I'm
actually
gonna fail.
for people watching it now, I do homeschool, so that's something I've been homeschooled since like kindergarten. So
Yeah, I was homeschooled for a year when um COVID hit. Jacob asked you two live in the same state. No, we actually live like pretty
really
much
far.
opposite.
I live in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And I live in Maine. So
Yeah, well,
we
we do not live in the same state.
no, very different, but we do at some point want to meet up in real
Oh,
life because it would be so cool to have an episode in real life with us two. It'd be so
absolutely.
cool.
That would be so much fun, seriously, and I hope we can make that happen sometime. We're almost out of time for our episode, so we just want to do a quick, just reminding you guys to start sending us in your questions for the next Q&A episode because we love getting to answer your guys' questions, and it's so much fun.
Yeah, this was an amazing, amazing episode. Definitely one of my favorite Q&A episodes we've done. I love doing Q&A episodes. They're just chilled back and they're just kind of fun and interesting. Out of choice of
Yeah.
words that I know.
Absolutely. And next week, we're going to be doing a special Mother's Day episode. So, just a reminder, send us in your content, anything, send us in videos of you talking about memories you have with your mom or what motherhood means to you. Just send them in along with pictures. They're all so important, and we appreciate all of those. We would hope to have the submissions in by the end of this Friday. So, if you guys are able to send those to us by then, that would be amazing.
And all of our episodes stream live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yes. So thank you guys all so much for watching. This has been such a fun episode, and see you guys next Wednesday.
Bye.